Going to start doing a post-market analysis before the close, around 7, 8, half 8 UK time, mainly because I don't get to do a post-market analysis kind of analysis in the morning during my pre-market analysis. I don't want to make my pre-market analysis too long that I start going over what happened the day before. I would much rather just do that during a separate time before the close, because I'm in bed by close and I don't want to be watching or looking at a screen at 10 o'clock UK time. Because during the day I'm watching the charts and I'm making notes and mentally just understanding what's happening in the market, but I feel like all of that is just wasted away next day because I'm not really doubling down on those and fully understanding and explaining it to myself on a video, which helps me learn more. So yeah, just going into the day, Monday, I've been bearish. Like last week we closed with a bearish candle after rejecting, pushing above the yearly open, failing to tap into this sell side, buy side liquidity, which is something I was watching for price to come into for a long time. But price came up, rejected these highs, previous month's high essentially during September, and then since then we got this strong bearish engulfing candle, another bearish close last week, and also last week we gapped open, pushed up first, and then continued lower. Right, it's the little things that I need to be watching. And also again this week we've gapped. Right, we gapped open, we pushed up, we didn't push all the way up, we did tap above the gap as well. Right, today already, and we are closing lower. It's only Monday, so I'm not really looking for opportunities. I wasn't really looking for opportunities to go long or short this morning, even though there were opportunities to go short on, I believe, euro dollar. So let's just have a look through them. So you see last week price opened here, and then Monday and Tuesday it pushed up to cut Monday's high on Tuesday and then continued lower. So that's why, but today, right, we, unlike last week, we've just come into previous week's low. It's something to make a note of. I'll be watching how that closes. Previous week low, liquidity was taken out today, and yeah, we left this fair value gap from last week on the daily time frame. We failed to take out Thursday's high on Friday, bullish daily time frame gap, and we have taken out Thursday's low today. So I'll be watching. I'm watching this because this was the CPI candle day, and this was liquidity from this candle was from CPI on Thursday, right? Where are we? Oh, so yeah, this was a CPI candle, and then we came out, take out that liquidity, and then pushed up. And then today we have come back down again to that level, and this again, this looks like a great trading opportunity on the 15-minute. This candle right there would have been a good option to go long, especially at that previous week low. We've came down, made a low, tapped into that previous week low once, pretended like we were going to go up. Essentially, trapping buyers into the market. Failed break, failed market structure shift hold, comes down and then makes a statement candle with this bullish pin bar, which to me suggests that we might see a pullback tomorrow. We also have a channel at that low, right? I trade channels, and this is the channel, 15-minute RSI divergence. Channel comes down, holds, but this time I don't really trade at this time. It's half 8, 3 o'clock during New York, and it's not a time for me to trade. But let's just see how the market played out, because I was predicting price to come up to this daily time for fair value gap today, tomorrow, and find some resistance above these highs, Thursday and Friday high, and then continue lower. But we honestly, if you were to, the way I was watching the market all day today, it was kind of clear that we were not going to come up and take those highs out. Let's see why. So yeah, this is the CPI candle day. Price came down, closed below this low, right? We had a market structure shift essentially. You can see price closed below that low. We'll still have the objective of this sell side liquidity down here on the clear on the daily time frame. This sell side liquidity is still the objective. Came down, market structure shift last week, And it looked like after this, price was going to come up and take out that daily time frame fair value gap, and it didn't. It didn't, and it didn't in a way. After reaching these highs, or without taking out the high, we saw this bearish engulfing pattern, which is a pause candle followed by a strong sharp bullish candle, close engulfing candle, and then which is immediately followed by a bearish engulfing candle. And after seeing this bearish engulfing candle, already raising alerts in my head that, let's see what price is going to continue up or not. We don't even close above this high anymore. We displace lower. Friday gaps open. We get this closed candle below, and then price pulls into the gap and then closes with this bearish engulfing candle at the 5 a.m. candle. And after seeing this candle, I was almost certain that we were going to come down and take out this previous week low. However, because it's Monday and last week I took a trade on pound dollar, that kind of during New York session, and that was, to throw me off. I don't really want to be taking trend trades on Monday, especially when we've, already kind of made some moves. But the pound dollar one, we had already reached an objective. This one, no, even better, because we, like I said, pulled up market structure shift here, closed below, pulled up into this range, came up, didn't take out liquidity of this high, the daily time frame value gap, bearish engulfing candle in a bearish engulfing pattern, failed to continue higher, closed below this low, which in a lower time frame is honestly closed below market structure shift right there, pulls back into the gap, displaces with this bearish engulfing candle, perfect candle to look for opportunities to go short. And then here I was watching this and honestly was thinking, yeah, a 618 pullback would be a good entry with up there and targets down there. It's just something I was watching. I wasn't trading, and then I saw this candle come up during 9 a.m. US time, which is 2 o'clock UK time. So this is New York close, pre-London, London close open, and this is essentially a manipulation before that. And price came into that New York open, and then put in this bearish inverse fair value gap. This fair value gap got inverted, came into that 50%, held a couple of times, and again I saw this. I was tempted to trade, but I didn't, because again, not something I want to trade on a Monday, but it's something I'm considering in the future now. And then yeah, we come down and take out that low. So yeah, although I was kind of gutted, or when I was watching, I was thinking, oh man, I wish I got in at this gap when price pulled back on the 15-minute during London session. As you can see, during London session, price takes out Asian session high, accumulates, this is your accumulation, and then distributes, essentially manipulation, and then you see that distribution after, and then price distributes down and then comes to this low. One of the main reasons I believe I didn't want to enter the trade was because I think we came into this start of this structure zone, right? I don't really want to, yeah, that was actually the main reason, because yeah, we came and tap into this zone and put in this strong bullish engulfing candle. So during live trading, right, you have to understand, or I have to understand, yeah, we got this market structure shift, this nice head and shoulder pattern came in, rejected, bullish and bearish engulfing candle on 240. However, right, just price coming in, tapping into, yep, the start of that structure zone on the 240, order block on this 15-minute, and then putting these candles on a 1 hour, especially like this, was kind of a just not threw me off, but did raise some alarms that maybe we are gonna push up higher now and then take out Monday's high tomorrow and then continue lower. However, I still think because we have that sell side liquidity down here, that's the main objective for the week, and the fact that this previous week's high was probably the objective of today, the way by looking at the way price was coming down, and then after finding support around here and pushing up, then maybe we'll see the sell side liquidity taken out later in the week. But yeah, pretty decent opportunity to take a short on euro dollar based on high time frame bias, which is bearish. It's just the fact that it's Monday and I didn't really want to look for a trade. I didn't get into the trade, so I'll be watching how price plays out tomorrow morning. We've had this bearish displacement, right? We've taken out a low at a daily time frame structure zone essentially, and also took out the low of this previous week's low. We've got a channel formed. Channel has formed. RSI diverging. Really good opportunity to go long on Tuesday morning, and then I wouldn't go long for too much, right? I wouldn't try to aim for this daily time fair value gap. Bearish for the week. So if anything, if London session provides some kind of a manipulation as a pullback before going short, then yeah, fair. Otherwise, I wouldn't really aim for too high of a target. But still, let's see how price opens tomorrow and how the Asian session plays out, and that will determine how it will play out tomorrow. So I'll do the pre-market analysis tomorrow morning. Pound dollar, I'm still waiting for price to come and take out this sell side liquidity, but we've come into this order blocks 50% multiple times and have failed to close below, right? Not just that, we've failed to close below for the last 6 days in a row. And honestly, that just, I'll be watching at this bearish fair value gap right there from 2 weeks ago, previous week's high, with a lot of liquidity around here. This is clearly a channel as well on the lower time frame. So Monday we've just doji candle to end of the day, most likely take out Monday's high. Tuesday, I don't know which highs it will take out, maybe previous week's high, before coming down and taking that sell side liquidity. But I'll be watching. And we are still trading inside this CPI candles range. We have just been consolidating sideways, right? Euro dollar, had objective previous week's low that it came out and took out. Whereas pound dollar has been chilling inside the 50% of this order block. That had I gone short on pound dollar based on certain confluences this morning, I would have been stopped out. Like here, we got this market structure shift a bit late on pound dollar. We got the pullback candle, that 8 AM candle, similar to the one euro dollar, and euro dollar at least pulled lower, whereas pound dollar has been ranging sideways ever since. But like pound euro dollar, right, on the 4-hour time frame, we have a channel at this level, which on 240, which obviously is a much stronger channel than the ones you'd see on a lower time frame. So for me, I'm still watching that. That's a good potential to go long, and I believe we've already taken out the low. This is the liquidity candle. We took out liquidity off all of this during CPI. We failed to come lower and lower, and I highly believe, or I don't believe, that price will come down and take out this low before finding some support to gather liquidity and then continue lower. Even though we have had this bearish engulfing candle since this CPI candle, price has pushed up, but look how the way it's pushed up. Bearish engulfing candle, bullish engulfing pattern. Pushed up, then has been rejecting lower, bearish engulfing candle, pulled up, bearish engulfing candle. But I do believe this is the last of the bearish engulfing candle before price continues higher. Or maybe we'll come down one more time, but to me it does look like we are going to come and find support somewhere around here tomorrow and then continue higher. Ideally, I want to see that. But going by just engulfing candles on the 240, right, we had this bearish engulfing candle closing below these lows, and there is clearly previous week's low that is drawing liquidity. If we're looking at it in the similar lens to euro dollar, price would have to come to this previous week's low. But because we are at a daily time frame order block right there, which is and failed to close below so many candles every single day, I actually do not believe we're going to continue lower into this low. If you do, then that's great. If this previous week's lows gets taken out, then I would happily, I still want to see the sell side liquidity taken out if I'm going to go long. But that double liquidity level means it's even better chance that we'll find stronger support. But I'll be watching. This is previous week's high. We've got so many highs before that, right? Is that just level of liquidity for price to take out? Because there's gonna be so many stops. There's going to be stops here, there's going to be stops above here, there's going to be stops here. People are going to be entering with stop losses above those. So I do feel like price starts to move up in this direction. It's going to be it's going to be a very rapid move up, isn't it? It's not going to be slowly, gradually moving up with all the liquidity above this. Is that what, what's it called? Low resistance liquidity is called, I believe. I actually don't know. I've not looked into that, because right here it seems like there will be low resistance, as in, although there is a lot of resistance, if we are going to go up, it's going to be a quick journey up. So I'll be waiting to see how price opens during Asian session, and reevaluate in the morning and do a pre-market analysis before the day starts. But going into the week, of course, I'm bearish, aiming for that sell side liquidity. It's just a matter of how and where price is going to pull back into before coming down to that level. Cool.